Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, people of all kinds, welcome to the best show during the best part of the week, the end of the week.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, Friday.
Woo! EOW podcast, we are fucking back.
That's right.
It hasn't been a long time for you guys, but it has been a long time for us.
Yo, they don't need to know how the sauce is made, all right?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to be honest. You know, transparency.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm not going to continue on that. But I will say this. Everybody keep this in mind. We're dealing with winter right now. It's cold. It's ice storms. There's blizzards.
Yeah.
It's a global pandemic. And while we're all suffering with this in New York, Jan is enjoying 3 months in Puerto Rico in beautiful weather, nice beaches.
Who's Jan?
All right, well, moving on. I guess he's already out.
He's the one that's into.
But either way, how is everybody doing? To my left, I have Robert, of course. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good.
Good to hear.
And to my right, we have Dion. He is finally here. Say what up,
right.
Dion.
What up, y'all?
Dion, what time of the week is it?
It's the motherfucking end of the week.
End of the week. Exactly. And Dion came to us with a topic, which I thought would be pretty good. It's times that you've almost died, or times that you thought you were going to die.
Yes.
So maybe you're being over dramatic. What?
No, when you say like times you almost died, it does sound dramatic.
Yeah, well, maybe you're being over dramatic. Maybe you weren't even close to dying, but you thought that you were going to die. You thought this was your final moment.
On the brink.
You made peace with your maker. This was it.
Said a couple prayers.
You're like, all right, well, I had a good run.
All right, so who wants to go first?
Dion, you're the guest of honor, my man.
Am I going first?
You know what time it is.
I mean, it was your topic.
That's true. Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so let me set the tone. Where was I? Okay, so I was coming from Germany.
1 second. There we go.
And I was getting ready to head back home, but I had a layover in Finland.
When was this?
This was a couple years ago.
Okay.
And so I had like a 12-hour layover or something. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah. But I was coming in at like 2 a.m. or something. So I was like, all right, I booked this place. It was like a hostel, hotel sort of thing.
Uh-oh.
It was really cheap. So I was like, I just need something to last me until the flight. So I book it, whatever. I fly in, and I take a taxi to the place. By the time I get there, my phone is on like 5% because the whole time on the flight, I'm on Netflix. I'm listening to music. I'm just draining the battery. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll be all right.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll just charge
I'm just
it
in
when
a
I get.
country that I don't know anything about. I don't even speak the language. It's okay.
But I'll just charge it when I get inside. You know, it'll be fine. So I get there. It's like the middle of the night, pitch dark, and it's freezing. So I get out the taxi. He just drives off immediately. He like doesn't give a shit. I'm like, all right. So I go up to the door. I'm like, all right, like it's locked. I'm like, how the fuck do I get in there? So like I'm knocking. I'm like ringing the doorbell and shit. Nothing's happening. So like I try to get in contact with the people, and my phone is like on 4% now. I try to get in contact with them, like, oh, the check-in isn't until 11 a.m. I'm like, oh, fuck, I probably should have found that out before I did this. So it's like 3 a.m. now. I'm freezing. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And
This isn't like in a city. This is just...
No, it's like in the middle of nowhere, literally.
Oh, okay.
And my phone has just died.
Dude, this does sound like the end. Holy shit.
So my phone has just died. I'm fucking panicking and shit. I'm like, oh fuck, I've done it now. What the fuck am I gonna do now? So I'm trying to like look around to see if there's like any like stores or something, even though it's like the middle of the night. Obviously, there's nothing open. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I'm just like standing on the side of the road right now, and I hear something like behind me. So I turn around and I see these two guys. They just come out of nowhere from like behind like in a bush or some shit. They just
right on time.
I'm like, oh shit. And they're drunk. They're like visibly drunk. So I'm like, fuck. And I think they just
man.
I think they just took a piss back there and shit.
In Finland?
Yes. So I'm just
This is like the beginning of every horror movie.
yeah, I'm like, oh, it's the middle of the night. I'm freezing. I have no jacket. Phone is dead. And here come these two unknown men approaching me.
Who are drunk.
And
possibly angry.
But very drunk, because where the fuck they even come out from? So they come up to me, and like I'm just trying to like, keep it together, and like you're like, all right, it is what it is. What are we about to do here, boys? What's the move, boys? What are we? And so yes, and then one of them, he kind of speaks English. The other one speaks no English whatsoever. Like, oh, what are you doing here? I was like, my phone's dead.
You can't leave with that, man. Jesus.
I know, but like, I was like, my phone's dead. I have no way to get back to the airport. Like, I'm stranded out here. And then, like, they like look at each other, and then they like look back at me.
We got a live one.
Bro, I would have probably just started sprinting.
Wait, you have your luggage and shit with you?
I only had a book bag with me,
Oh, okay, that's good at least.
as my suitcase was going through to the destination. So I was like, all right, I just have the book bag, a dead phone, I got my wallet, whatever. So honestly, they really could have just killed me and just dumped my body somewhere where no one would have found, because we're in the middle of backwoods fucking nowhere. But luckily, that didn't happen at that point. So, so the one guy that kind of speaks English, he's like, oh, I can like call you a taxi or something. I was like, okay. I'm going back to the airport or whatever. So like he takes out his phone. He like kind of walks away for a little bit. He's like just on the phone for like maybe like 15 minutes. And I'm just like stuck with the other guy.
What kind of taxi is that?
I'm like stuck talking with the other guy who doesn't speak English whatsoever. So I'm just trying to, make some sort of conversation and not get murdered.
What does that conversation sound like?
Honestly, it was just like, yeah, thanks for helping me out, guys. Like, and he didn't know what the fuck I was saying, but
The smile and nod.
he was drunk, so he was smiling and nodding, and I was like, fuck it, thank you. And then maybe like 10 minutes later after that, the other guy comes back. He's like, oh, the taxi's coming. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, that's great. And then the taxi did actually end up coming, but it was just like this unmarked car. It was just like, I was like, is this even a taxi? But at this
You
point,
said that to them? Be real with me. I'll get it either way.
I'm getting it regardless because I have no other
I mean,
options.
yeah,
at
at
this
that point, right? They could take you to a torture fucking facility and
Yeah,
I mean,
so I was like,
at least you're not in the middle of nowhere.
so I had to freeze to death out here with these guys. I was like, all right. So I ended up giving him like one of the guys. I gave him like $20 for not killing me. It was kind of a thank you. Thank you for sparing my life in this instance and saving my life, because I definitely would have died and frozen out there to death. And I get in the taxi. I'm checking Google Maps the whole way just to make sure he's going the right way.
Yeah.
Just in case he makes like a detour next,
You're checking Google Maps on like their phone or
No,
their
on
GPS?
my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, how was your phone charged?
Oh wait. No, he had like a charger thing.
Okay.
So I plugged it in.
Lifeline.
Yeah. And then actually no, it was charging, but I was like watching like in front. You could see the GPS
yeah.
to make sure he was like following it correctly, even though I didn't know where it was going. I was hoping it was going.
It's in a different language.
Yeah. So, but I finally got back to the airport. I found a hotel that had like 24-hour check-in, and I didn't die that day.
Wow.
I mean, that is pretty scary.
And I'm here to tell the tale. But yeah.
But you know what is also like crazy is that, because at least it happens to me when I travel out of the country, we're so used to like living in America and New York specifically that we think that strangers are just all
Yeah.
assholes and out to get us. And then when you go to other countries and people are nice to you, you're like,
Yeah, it turns out
like what?
Finland has some of the nicest people ever because these two random drunk guys
Yeah.
coming out of nowhere just help this random foreigner.
That's actually insane.
Well,
crazy.
they were good guys.
Think about it. If you two were walking through New York and you saw someone just in the middle of the street and they're like, I have no way to get home, you would literally just ignore them and continue on your way.
Well,
What's
but
that
here's
gonna do
the,
with
As you should.
I mean, here's the thing though. In New York, you're gonna see that every other block. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it's
guess in
100%.
Finland, it's a little like
Yeah,
out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, okay. Well, we're glad you made it home,
I'm
Dion.
glad I'm here to tell the tale.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too. That is scary though. That's like, you know, in the beginning of a horror movie, how they'll show like one person getting attacked by whatever it is that's like unrelated to the main group, just to like draw you
Just
in.
to introduce
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the antagonist.
Yes,
Yes,
that's kind of like what Dion was
Easily.
playing
Yeah,
right there.
it was
Easily.
just like phone dead. It's like check one, middle of nowhere.
Check two.
Yo, honestly, I should have died that day.
No, 100%.
And it was freezing cold. Like I probably should have died that day, but I did it.
That's
There's
all
a,
that matters.
there's a lesson somewhere.
That's
in there.
wild, man.
Yeah, don't waste your phone battery on the airplane.
Yo, here, Netflix just added that whole download videos on your phone thing. So I was like, yo, I downloaded mad shit. Killed my whole battery.
Well, I think planes have chargers now.
No, it wasn't because it was like one of those like budget flights, quick flights over.
Yeah.
So there was no charger, and I was just full brightness.
Just chilling, feet kicked up.
What could go wrong?
yeah, like I don't. But yeah,
I'm on vacation.
All right, Mike.
You want me to go?
Let's hear it.
I mean, mine's not, I don't think, nearly as interesting. But, so, like, years ago, I was at the beach, me and my nephew. And, like, you guys know what bodyboarding is?
No.
So it's like, all right, you know what boogie boarding is?
Yes.
Okay, so it's boogie boarding without a boogie board. So it's like you, when the wave is, like, coming in, you kind of, like, swim forward with the wave. And
Okay.
you, like, kind of ride the wave in, like, on your stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
What's it called? Bonnie board?
Bodyboarding.
Oh,
Bodyboarding,
bodyboarding.
yeah.
Okay.
So we used to do that a lot. So we're out there. We're like pretty deep. And you know, New York water sucks and it's very unpredictable.
100%. Sure.
So we're pretty deep. All of a sudden we're just chilling. We just rode a wave and then we're back out where the waves are coming in. And the thing with anything like that is you have to do it before the wave is like breaking. You know what I mean? Like you have to do it while the wave is forming before the break.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're screwed. So we turn around and we see this gigantic wave, which in all honesty looked like a tidal wave. It wasn't, but it was
It's like 8 feet high.
it was big. And it was already like starting to break like right over us.
Okay.
So we're like,
well,
well, what are we going to do here?
Wait, how old are you?
I was probably like 10, 11 maybe.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's all
Yeah, I was definitely
okay,
young.
Okay.
And so it was already breaking. So we're like, all right, well, we can either just take the L right here, or we can try to bodyboard on it and like get closer to the land. So we tried. Didn't work because it was already breaking.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm sure all of us have wiped out like at the beach from a wave, and then you go underwater and you're like tumbling all over the place,
Yeah.
So normal shit. But then like the next thing I know, I'm just
Being pulled
on
in.
the sand,
Oh.
like just laying on the sand. Yeah.
Oh, so you're tumbling in one moment, and then you
And then,
you basically
like,
open your eyes. and
Yes,
you're laying
and
on
I
the
was
sand.
on the sand, yeah. But when I was and like people were like around me and whatnot, like, like there was no like lifeguard involved or anything. Like I just like naturally, I guess like went to the sand. But like, yeah, I mean, I just opened my eyes. I was like, what the fuck just happened? So I mean, as I was tumbling, because usually when you're getting tumbled by a wave, you get thrown around, but you're like, oh, I'm good, like it's fine, and then you just get back up. But there was no getting back up. Like I was trying to raise my head, I couldn't. Like it was like pushing me down. So I thought I was gonna die.
Did you actually get knocked out though?
I think I did briefly.
So you literally went from tumbling, and then the next thing you knew.
I was just on the sand.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that means you got
Yeah.
knocked out.
does anyone have a timetable of what happened from?
I mean, no one was really like concerned. That's why I said in the beginning. No, but like that's why I said in the beginning. Like
happens all the time.
you may have like may have felt you were going to die, but all honesty, it probably wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it was. But from my perspective, it was very
No,
terrifying.
waters are dangerous.
shit.
Yo. They will kill you. They do not care.
Especially when you're trying to like lift, like you think it's over, and then you try to lift up your head and you still can't because
Yeah.
like I'm just like, holy.
That's when it kicks in. That's when the fear kicks in.
Fear.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think it was that long of a thing. I mean, it just like blacked out briefly. I don't know, but
Wait, what happened to your nephew?
he was fine.
Yeah. He just walks on the shore like, yo, Mike didn't come back.
I don't know what happened to Mike, but I'm here.
No, I'm pretty sure he was fine. I mean, same thing probably happened to him. Like he probably just like was just on the beach.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
damn. Yeah. That was fun times.
All right.
But again, in all honesty, if you probably watched like a video of that, if there was a video, it probably would not have looked like a big deal.
Probably look lame as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Small wave. Barely rolled. Oh my God, yo.
All right. So what's your story?
Mine, I was 7 years old. And I ever tell you about how I went to that camp, that summer camp, where basically you get to live in a different family's home. for an extended amount of weeks.
I never heard about
This
this.
is summer camp?
No
This is summer camp. No, and you know, I'm almost positive I told you about this because when I told you before, you had the same reaction. And you're like, oh, no, your parents were just giving you away.
I mean, how long ago did you tell me this? Probably what? Like middle
years.
school?
Years,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is me relearning this.
So it's a summer
Dude, that's
camp.
like that show where they swap like wives or whatever.
Wife swap?
Wife swap, yeah.
I got yeah, pretty much. I guess.
Rob swap.
Kid swap.
Another kid's name is Rob.
Shit.
How is this a thing?
I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is
Did someone go to live in your house?
no.
Okay.
My parents weren't gonna let that fly. So basically,
Why did they let this fly? All right, whatever. I'm gonna let you tell.
I don't
I have a
even know.
lot of questions. I'll let you just tell your story.
It wasn't a
So-
swap per se. It was just,
I'm in a different state, and it was like it was a rural area. I think it was Pennsylvania. I think it was like Pennsylvania or some shit.
I have
Because
so many more questions.
no. The family I'm living with lives in a trailer park.
wait a minute.
So, so, like, and let me preface: the family extremely nice, very personable, very welcoming, like all that. And basically,
Not racist.
no, not racist, to my knowledge. But so the next door trailer, there was a girl who was like 8 years old. So she was 1 year older than me, but she was a super tomboy. So she's into all these crazy outdoor activities, like going on hikes, swimming in lakes, all this nonsense. I'm 7 years old, kid from fucking Queens, New York. Hate swimming, hate the outdoors.
Where your video games at?
Exactly.
Where's the
exactly.
Xbox?
100%. And so the girl is like low key fucking little brothering me, like, yo, let's go hike, let's go hang out, man. And so I feel peer pressured, and then the adults who I was staying with were like, oh no, you should do it. It'll be a great experience. And so we get 2 bikes and we ride out just into the fucking forest near this trailer park, right? And I don't know how this happens, but at one point we end up splitting from one another. So now I'm alone in the middle of this fucking random forest. I'm 7 years old, like using this little girl's pink bike, pink helmet, and I'm starting
Oh my God, you had the helmet on?
I'm 7 years old. And so, like, now that she's nowhere to be seen, and to be honest, like, she is my safety. So I start to panic. And, like, now I'm yelling her name out. I don't know what her fucking name. Marie. I'm like, Marie! Marie! So I don't hear any response. And you know what, low key? She probably did it on purpose based on her personality, because I ended up I didn't see her for the rest of this experience. I start to just wander around this forest, trying to find my way back. At one point, like, I end up on this slope in the forest, and the fucking bike just takes off as I'm riding on it. I slam into a fucking tree, and guess what? That pink helmet probably saved me from getting a concussion, because I slammed head first into the fucking tree. Now I'm in pain. I'm crying. I'm crying. I piss my pants. I piss my pants because now I'm like, fuck, I'm really screwed, bro. I pissed my pants. And you know what? I do remember how we got split up, because she went to go pee, and she's a girl, so she wanted extra privacy, so she went mad far. And I don't know if she just decided not to come back or what. So after the tree crash, fucking pee my pants. Now I'm like, fuck the bike. I just start walking through the forest. I end up in this like hay field, and I'm walking through this high ass grass. I'm almost positive ticks were on me. I was getting bitten by all kinds of insects. And then I finally find my way to like this fucking street, and now the sun is starting to set, and I just see these big fucking trucks start to drive through.
Oh man.
And you know
what the trucks do.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Small black kid, foreign land.
In rural America.
In rural.
Trucks go trucks.
You know? So I'm like, I'm going to roll the dice. I will just stop whatever car is willing to stop for me, and whatever happens next, even though this goes against everything that my mom has preached to me since I could comprehend English, whatever happens, happens. Basically the same thing as you, bro. Literally.
Desperate times, man.
There's a lot of similarities in these stories.
Desperate times.
So someone pulls over. I think it was a couple, actually, like a relatively young couple, maybe like mid-20s. They're like, oh, like what happened? Where did you come from? I'm crying. Pants are still wet. I'm like, I have no idea. I was with X person who they knew in the community, and then they basically brought me back to the trailer. But
okay.
Was she there waiting for you?
No,
She was going.
No.
She was out.
When did she show up again?
she was just chilling at her fucking trailer.
Oh, so she was.
Yeah, no, she just went back.
Oh yeah.
She just went back.
And what happened to the bike?
I have no idea what happened. I didn't give a. I refused to talk to her after that, and I stayed at that trailer for like another 2 weeks. But I was traumatized. I'm like, I'm not hanging out with you. Like, you almost got me killed.
She just said the search party and nothing after.
Nothing.
The dog? She didn't send the dog after you? Like,
Bro,
for you.
and this is so. I felt like a fucking trauma victim when I got back into their trailer. I'm freezing cold, right? I'm just cuddled up in the fucking corner, just freezing, eating like Cheez-Its. It was cold, like by this time in the night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And also, I'm just a wreck at this point as well, to be completely honest. And it was terrible, man. And I never ever did that camp again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this camp in a separate episode because I don't remember hearing about it, and like
I would have remembered that.
I have a lot of questions. We might need to bring on your parents for that. To be honest,
We should bring on my brother actually because he was also in it, but they split us up. So my brother went to some other state and had the time of his life.
Yeah, he was probably having a great time. He's probably like in a mansion in LA or something. You're in a fucking trailer park.
He's like, I'm never going home.
But you know what? That same couple that I stayed with invited me to their wedding years later.
Did you go?
Hell no. No. God, fuck no, bro. No. And my parents were like, you should go. Like, you did, besides that one instance, have a great experience. And I said, nope.
I mean, I wouldn't go either. But
hell no.
Are you gonna invite them to your wedding?
And have them jump, maybe.
Well, the parents didn't do anything to you. It was the girl.
Guilty
next
by
door.
association, man.
Oh, okay, so that whole community.
Whole community's going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was like a hero's journey type of story right there.
You know?
And Dion's was too. See, I told you, mine wasn't nearly as interesting. It was just, getting attacked by a wave.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty pathetic, to be honest.
We would need to see the footage before we made an accurate
play-by-play.
But
All right. Well, what is your
near-death experience?
Yeah. Was it insane? Do you think it was over dramatic? What do you think?
were you really gonna die?
Were you really gonna die?
Yeah. Or are you like us, immortal, can't be killed by the elements?
Never died, not once.
Definitely not twice.
Third time's a charm.
Not third time either. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know why you're looking at me.
I don't know what I wanted you to say.
All right. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Woo!
Thanks for having me, y'all.